Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Let's get back to Iraq. There's a lot of questions being asked about what is the holdup. I know there's lots of rumors out there being spread one way or another that the big holdup is discussing what the exchange rate is going to be. That is not true. The biggest portion of it has to do with the oil agreement between Kurdistan and Baghdad, how the money is being dispersed. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold, silver, or any other precious metals, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description, or just type in www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy. If you make a purchase, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So get started today, and hopefully your stack will start to look like this soon. So head on over, tell them Pimpy sent you. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here, I do post updates. If I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Metals, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. And I had people asking me, I thought you were going to do an interview with Sgt Robert Horton. I don't believe you know him. Good lordy, he was just over here yesterday and we were shooting the shit. I said, do me a favor, I keep forgetting to ask you. Let's take a quick picture together. And then I bugged the shit out of him to agree to do an interview with me here in a couple of days. So be prepared. We will do an interview together. We were thinking about doing it live, but because of time constraints, I think what him and I are going to do is just touch on the state of this country at the moment, because he's actively involved with some very interesting things that I think you guys would like to hear about. So yes, I know Sgt Robert Horton, and yes, we'll do an interview here shortly. He's not very easy to catch, and you'll find out why when he comes on. Alright, so the IMF is saying that Iraq needs physical discipline to sustain growth momentum. I think this is the IMF's nice way of going about saying that the current government that's in there, especially Maliki, we're going to be monitoring you. Don't steal the money again. Okay? Iraq needs physical discipline and reform to maintain growth momentum, the IMF says. Iraq needs physical discipline and extensive structural reforms to reduce the economic vulnerabilities it faces as foreign exchange markets volatility continues and crude production declines to slow its growth momentum, according to the news. OPEC's second largest oil producer needs to boost economic resilience to meet overall growth targets. And we know what they're talking about. The fact that 95% of the budget is being financed by oil sales. What happens if oil sales should tank? Then Iraq is right back where they were when they were down there bankrupt. They need a budget to pass so these projects can get financed and they can start finding alternative ways to create fees and not rely on oil so much. As long as everything is done by the book and legitimate, that shouldn't be hard to do. But when you're dealing with such a corrupt government, projects aren't being financed. They're just sitting there waiting for money so they can continue. Keep in mind that these reconstructions are going to be hiring Iraqi people to do work, which is necessary. So the head of the IMF mission met last week with Iraqi officials in Jordanian capital and said last week that inflation in the country reached 7% in January. is expected to reach 5.6% on average for 2023 after recovering to the pre-RONA level last year. Well, a big part of that was our government didn't get settled for a while, and they still have not passed a budget. Oil production is expected to shrink by 5% in 2023 as Iraq adheres to OPEC production cuts, in part due to the impact of the closure of oil pipeline between Kirkuk and Jahin. The IMF said foreign exchange market volatility following the tightening of anti-money laundering controls by the Central Bank of Iraq negatively affected import-dependent non-oil sectors. The Interior Minister has barred people from trading in U.S. dollars in the latest move to control black market exchange rate volatility. So what this means is they're concerned about the parallel rates. You have the fixed rate of 1,320 dinars, but if on the black market people are being offered much more dinars for US dollars, well, then you're going to turn around and go to the black market with US dollars. You could buy more dinars, then go to their bank and exchange them for US dollars. This is what I was talking about. This starts a black market. People have enough money, it just goes around and around. And if the demand for US dollars increases and are willing to give you more Iraqi dinars for it, well, then Iraqi dinars lose value. I remember they had spoke about stopping the use of US dollars in federal business and in big companies, but it looks like they're finally going to stop using US dollars altogether within Iraq, which would be a smart move because that would definitely increase the value of your currency in country. So we know that here we are going into what says June and they still have not got the budget passed. The big holdup is between Kurdistan and Baghdad on how they're going to handle the oil production that's over there in Kurdistan. So they're just trying to iron that out. Maliki was saying approval of the budget soon, and Iraq is coming to a major services and reconstruction campaign. That's what we hope for. Reconstruction would be big. It would help the economy out big time. A lot more people would have jobs. Of course, this stimulates the economy. This is exactly what you want. But the last time they had access to reconstruction money, somebody magically lost a big chunk of the money. We'll cover that here in just a second. So I think to a lot of countries, they're concerned about what's going to happen this go around once they start reconstruction again. The head of the State of Law Coalition, Maliki, confirmed today, Thursday, that Iraq is coming to a major services and reconstruction campaign, indicating the date of approval of the budget is very close. Maliki's media stated the latter received in his office today the ambassador of Kingdom of Spain, Pedro Martinez, noted that during the meeting they reviewed the bilateral relations between the Republic of Iraq and the Kingdom of Spain. So the ambassador from Spain is there meeting with Maliki. They want to do business with one another. But just like all other outside investors, you're concerned about what's really going on in the country is why the ambassador is really there. Here's what I was talking about. The central bank, the dinar is the national currency and there is no need to deal in US dollars. They should have done this a long time ago. If they are partnering up with people like Iran and Saudi Arabia, whose intentions are to join the BRICS nations, this obviously could affect Iraq. I'm sure that those same nations approached Iraq about joining the BRICS nations as well, which would be a major concern to the United States. And this is why the United States sent more troops back to Iraq. And they're building a new base. So they have no intentions on getting out of Iraq. They're there to actually protect their interests. And the interest isn't the Iraqi people. It's the minerals in the ground as well as the oil. So this is another reason why Iraq might be getting away from the US dollar altogether. They want to make sure that their currency is stronger. And they're doing everything they can to strengthen that so they don't rely so much on the US dollar. We saw what happened when the United States decided to stop sending in US dollars because they believed that they were taking the money and finding ways to get it to countries that were under sanctions. And because of that, it was taking a toll on the Iraqi dinar and its value. This is from 2015, but look at this. $5 billion stolen under Maliki rule in Iraq. So the Iraq Commissioner of Integrity spokesman, Nouri, has claimed that the half of the government's oil income and funds for reconstruction were stolen and vanished from Iraq during the 8-year period of office of former President Maliki. A lot of people have concern that this is going to happen again. This is what Al-Kadhimi wanted to investigate, and this is why he wanted to go after Maliki. Underlining Iraqi's oil income between 2006 and 14 alone was only $822 billion. He said that the Maliki government had also received more than $250 billion in funds from many countries, namely the U.S., used to pay for salaries and pensions in Iraqi government workers for reconstruction projects. So here we are again. Maliki's back in charge in the government, and people are once again worried about that kind of thing happening. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think. I'll look forward to your comments, and I'll get back at you later. I'm out.